Hello, Joe. How are you, darling? Very good.
Hi,
Welcome,
Joe.
welcome. And we have another lovely person. Hello, lovely ones. Same to you. Hello, hello. Fantastic. This is exciting. Michelle and I are doing this for the first time in both groups at the same time. So this is wonderful.
Yeah, and we've been threatening to do this for about 2 years.
Oh, yes.
No, but that's all good.
No. Exactly. Wonderful, Joe. Lovely to hear. Lovely to hear. Here we go. So, yeah, here we are, and welcome. It is Friday evening here in Sydney and for Michelle in Melbourne. And I hope you have a really wonderful week so far and a great weekend coming up. So, Michelle and I usually meet on a weekly basis, and we do this just to see each other, which is always great, but also to, support each other in our businesses and in our personal lives and just have a good old chin wag, as they say here in Australia. And so we do cover some juicy conversations, don't we?
We really do, because we both open the field to spirit to speak with and through us. And what I'd love to do is to just get everyone coming in now or coming in later to just take a beautiful deep breath with us and just get settled and be present, and just bring all of your energy back from all of the conversations, all of the connections, all of the places, all of the everywhere you've left those little bits of you, and just breathe yourself right here, right into this beautiful high heart space where your truth lives. So let's just do that, shall we? Let's just take a beautiful deep breath in.
Yes.
And as you breathe out, just softly and lovingly return all energies that have attached themselves to you, both known and unknown, back to their source of origin. So breathing in and coming home, and breathing out, releasing, returning, and just relaxing. It makes such a difference.
It does, isn't it?
It does.
Wonderful.
So we had some fun on Wednesday, didn't we?
Yes.
How this eventuated, guys and girls, was I was telling a story about what was going on in the background in my home, and lo and behold, B was sharing a very similar story, just with different characters. That's about the only thing that was different, right? And we're not going to name names, but
No.
we figured if we were feeling that everyone around us was kind of like on really heightened emotions, whingy, whiny, blamey, shamey, which is where the title came from, then maybe we should share how we helped each other through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the truth is, it's just a frequency game.
100%.
And those of us that have been on this journey for a while now, and I'm recently learning that, well, not recently, it's been a long time coming for me, but those of us that are aware and awake to the fact that we are so much more than what we've been led to believe, are what you would call the way showers. Wouldn't you agree, Bianca? We're here to lift and raise the frequency and really bring home this new earth that we're walking on into.
Absolutely. I see that as well, because, everything that we do, everything that we have experienced as well, it can all be a huge help for those people around us. And for us to show the way in that way is so important. And especially at this time around, we have so much to deal with. Everything seems to be quite heavy around us, and some people feel that more than other people. And I feel that for us it is more of a weighting, in the sense that we can pick up so much more than what other people may pick up on as well, not only from ourselves but definitely from other people too. And I know from having spoken to a lot of clients as well that they may experience having energies coming in that are not theirs, but they don't understand quite fully whether that is theirs or not, and then what to do with it. Right.
100%.
So, because that's the difficult part as a human, to distinguish, is that my energy? Is that belonging to me, or does that come from someone else? And that's often a struggle for a lot of people too. And I think in the last couple of months, I sort of became a little bit more prone to that as well. And that was one of the things that we were talking about on Wednesday too. It's that whinging part, and also the part where we just, because I think that when we go through these moments where it is not working out for us, where we feel that we are very pressured, we feel that we're overwhelmed, we're in this space of there is so much going on that you just can't breathe. That sensation of being really stuck, you can't move anywhere. You're in this space of just living your life without really knowing where you're going and who you are being. And that's where you get all these, coming in and exploding. And that's why I love what we came up with: Whingy, Bitchy, Blamey, and Shamey, because that's what's going to happen.
That is, and unfortunately, that is our go-to, or it has been, until you learn to retrain yourself. And it's what we are able to do most of the time. We're not perfect by any means. Is to recognize that it's not our energy. It's not even our, let me say the word, shit. It's someone else's stuff that they're trying to offload onto us. But we get to choose whether we hold on to it and whether we go down their frequency, or whether we hold ours, which is the key, and that's critical. Hold the energetic space that you're in and invite others to come play with us. Yes. Rather than go down that slippery slope. And the more you practice being able to hold your own energy and your own frequency, the easier it becomes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, when you said the word shit, for example, use my French, especially here live online. But those words, they are very much in a vibration that doesn't invite us to feel great. That's the vibration that really can only bring you down. And
100%.
sometimes, which is what I've noticed with some people as well around me, is that they take on these words because other people are saying them too.
Oh, a classic is the word trigger.
Yes.
I hear it everywhere. Oh, that really triggered me. That and look, when you, hello Mel, nice to see you here, darling. When we are triggered, we go down the spiral. But if you just simply change that word to feedback,
yes,
our mind automatically goes to problem solving, not whining, whinging, bitching, and shaming, right? It was not someone's fault. It's actually something that's been given to us as a gift on a feedback loop for us to check into and see whether we want to carry on with that pattern, that behavior, that belief system, or we actually get to rise above that and just hold a different level. Things are moving so fast now energetically, so quickly. And nothing is ever coming up for us to hurt us. It's all coming to us, for us, to grow and to step up on those frequency bands.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, words do definitely have so much energy attached to them. Yeah.
To be on top of it though. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So how can we
again,
get on top of them,
but
you know?
but here's the hard to be on top of it though. The word hard.
Mm.
It is, and look, I have conversations with some people where we actually don't speak because we're too scared because we're going to get pulled up with our languaging, right?
Hello.
Exactly. But
Yeah, we do that all the time.
Yeah, but if we approach this playfully and
Yeah.
joyfully and lovingly,
Yeah.
then things drop away without attaching to us.
Mm. Mm. But
I'd love
it's
to.
also our responsibility to pull people up on it.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
you can also piss people off too, big time.
Oh yes, definitely. Um,
The
I
word
think the word
triggered
triggered makes
definitely
us feel
makes
like a
us,
victim.
yeah,
Yes.
100%. And
Yes.
that's why I
I
shifted
agree.
it to using the word feedback. Because I
Mm.
automatically, if I'm offered feedback, I am open to receive it and I'm open to change
Yes.
anything as well. Whereas if I'm triggered, I'm definitely triggered.
Yeah.
So the guards go up, the walls come up, the hackles rise, and you're ready to fight. But it's a
Yeah.
completely different situation. Bianca, can I take you back? You mentioned knowing when the energy is yours or not. How can you explain that to people? How do they know when the energy is theirs or it's not?
Yeah, that's a practice. You know, we want to, when we are going through these experiences where things may feel really overwhelmed, we have sensations going through our body, or we all of a sudden feel really tired. You know, it's being very observant what happens during certain moments
Mm-hmm.
and during an experience. So becoming an observer first is to really become aware and tune in to your physical body, but also into your energy. What I mean by that is that we want to become very conscious to learn what it feels like if we are in our full power, if we are in our absolute joyful state. So often we can then remember what that felt like.
Yeah.
What was your happy moment in life, for example? How did your body feel? What were you saying? What were you doing? What was the energy that you had in those moments? And then start to recognize what are you currently experiencing in this experience that is quite dark or doom and gloom type sensation. How does your body feel then? What is going on with your energy? How are you speaking?
Yeah.
Now, take language for an example. In those moments where you are doom and gloom and things are just not working out and you're very confused and stuck and not knowing where to go, not even knowing who to ask for help, right? Because that can be a very challenging thing as well.
Especially if you're the first one of your crew that's awakened, right?
Yes.
And this is
Oh,
happening. Yeah, this is happening so much. People are waking up, and everyone else around them is fast asleep. So
yes,
it's happening all over the
exactly.
shop. Sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
honey.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's a really good point. So, so to actually, if we talk about language, is to listen to what you are saying in terms of the words that you are using, and then feel into how does that word make me feel, and have I used this before? Because sometimes we are in a situation and all of a sudden this word comes up and we go, where did it come from? I've never said that before. I've never used that word before. Who said that last? Where did I pick that up?
Interesting.
So if you start by doing that simple thing, just listening to your language, the words that you're using and how it feels to figure out where did that come from? Is that my language or my word? Because once we understand how that works for you, and that can work differently for people, we're still working with energy and
Yeah, yeah.
sensations and things like that can feel very different for different people. Then you go into, okay, well, what is going on at my physical level? What's my body doing in this state? Does it feel good? Is it dehydrated? Does it have aches and pains? Is my body, do I have heart palpitations? Do I have trouble breathing? All these things as well. Is that belonging to me? Where around me is someone having neck pain or headaches or back pain or whatever it is, right? Or is that literally coming from me? So, and that can be a challenge to distinguish, because when we are in this space of, that whingy, blamey, shamey state, we often don't see that. And that's why we want to actually stand still and observe what is going on. Literally, zip your mouth, be still, and just be with yourself. And I absolutely know that can be hugely scary, terrifying for some people, to be quiet and be still and just be there in that moment just with you. That can be very confronting. However, we want to go there because we want to identify exactly, is that me of what I'm experiencing, or is that influenced by someone else? And have I taken
Absolutely.
on that event as if that's my own event? Because once we understand that it's someone else's event, then we can actually cut ourselves away from that, release that, and say, okay, that doesn't belong to me, that belongs to that person. I don't want anything in my space that has anything related to that, and release it. And you and I know about, releasing the cords and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Um,
Yeah.
I think a few months ago we had a conversation around that, and we were both initially talking about cutting the cords, and then we said, actually, no, we're not cutting the cords, because when we cut the cords, there's still an element left attached
Yeah,
to us.
the
The
roots
cords,
are
right?
still there.
The
Yeah,
roots are
yeah.
still there. Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. We
Yeah.
want to release the cords so that's
Yeah.
completely gone. Release
Mm.
that attachment. Release that cord. Release that energy, wherever you wish to release in that moment. Release it and send it to the light. It's transformed into love. It can't hurt anyone, and that
Yeah.
person will get all of that back, because they need to take ownership of that, as you are taking
Yeah.
ownership of yourself in that moment.
Yeah.
And this is something that, we want to remind ourselves of doing this, because again, life happens, and then we forget to become the observer. We forget to be still. We forget to, really identify what's going on for ourselves. And it's consciously making that decision. Okay, whether you wake up, grab yourself a cup of coffee. Now I'm going to do this. This is my moment. I'm going to do it right now. What's happening for me in this moment? What am I
Yeah.
feeling? What am I thinking? What am I saying? What's my language? All these sort of things. I
Sounds
think
very
it's
complicated.
what's complicated about that, Michelle?
Oh, how funny. Because yeah, and I agree with you, all of that. But I mean, how often do we actually have the time to go through all of those things before we respond to anyone, right? The key, what you said there, is just being the observer and just figuring
Mm,
out where it came from. Did you have back pain before you started speaking to that person?
mm,
If you
mm.
didn't, then it's not your pain.
Yeah.
Did you feel, heavy and tired before you spoke to that person? If you didn't,
Mm,
then it's not your energy.
yeah.
So yeah, just remember, like, be present. I mean, that's the whole thing. This is
Mm,
everything that we're coming up against at the moment is like, if we're worried about stuff, we're in the past, which we can't change, right? If we're too far in the future. But if we come back to the present now moment, which is what these fifth dimensional frequencies are asking of us
mhm.
now, this perfect present now moment, everything is divine, as are we,
Yes.
yeah. Our brain has a lot to answer for, really.
Oh, goodness me, it does too.
It does. It really does.
Yes, yes.
And the
There's a
emotions
lot of
are,
work that we do in that area too,
yeah, yeah,
subconsciously
absolutely.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, our emotions, when I'm working with people and helping them understand all of this, I tune them into an emotional guidance scale so that they, and I know you work on a similar thing, Bianca, with
Mhm,
feedback and with frequencies and stuff like that. But
mhm,
what we have to become acutely aware of is that right now, with the energies moving as fast as they are, particularly now, we
mm.
do not have the luxury of a negative thought, because that negative thought is creating our next.
Yes.
And that negative thought can be a word, it can be something we type in an email, it can be a throwaway line. And it just, it's imperative to be very concise and clear about what it is that we desire. And we
Mhm.
send that energy forth first, because energy's got to go first, right? And then the physical catches up to it. So
Yes.
whatever we're feeling,
100%.
whatever we're doing, whatever we're acting upon is creating that energy in terms of
Mm.
opportunities or not that are coming up next.
Yes.
Because
It's
it's all a frequency. Like, the universe doesn't speak English like we are. It
mm.
speaks frequencies, and it doesn't have a filter.
Yeah.
So it can't go, oh, I'm sure she didn't mean that, we won't send that. it just
No,
it just
like you
sends
said
it,
it.
right?
Here you go.
Right? Yeah,
Put it.
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. How funny.
Yeah, 100%. Now,
Oh,
the emotional scale that you just referred to, let me pull that up
yep.
on the screen so people have a bit more of context on
Okay.
what we're talking about.
So this particular emotional guidance scale is from Abraham Hicks, Esther and Abraham Hicks, so I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. This is where I started working on a very rudimental scale, if you like. So we're always going up the spiral or down the spiral in terms of what we're thinking, feeling, and acting upon. Okay, so I'm going to get people to have a look and put into the comments, if you will, where you are at currently, which number between 1 and 22. You can tell me too, Bianca. Where are you at currently?
Currently, where am I at? I'm in an upward spiral.
Yeah. Don't think about it too hard, because you're letting
And
the left brain,
no,
you're letting the brain in.
as in, what I got through initially was number two.
Perfect. I'll go
In
with
this,
that.
space of passion.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely upwards. I just needed to
Yep.
double check whether it aligned with my body. That's what I do. Yeah, yeah.
And so when we were having this conversation on Wednesday, we started right down in number 15 on the downward scale. And
Oh, yes, yes.
for all of the
I was
work you
even
and I
further
do.
down. I was even
Yeah.
in 19. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that space and that recognition and that awareness, given that the universe doesn't speak English, right? It speaks frequencies. If we're
Mm,
tuning in at number 15 or anywhere right down to insecurities, unworthiness, so down to number 21, right? So if we're living our lives in that frequency band, we're going to come across people that are in the same band. We're going to attract experiences that are at the same frequency.
mhm,
So we're not going to get the same opportunities we're going to get today sitting up in number 2.
mm.
So it's
Exactly.
absolutely critical to know and judge where you're at. Well, not judge, I don't like that word either, but to know where you're at. Know that you're creating your next. So it's really critical to actually go in and fix your frequency before you go and do your next thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's talk about a few ways that we can do that, hey? So where have we got? Joe at the moment, curious and calm. So where would that be as a number on the chart, Joe? Probably about 5, I
And
reckon.
as I read that, Joe, I'm going, yay! Curious and calm. That's awesome. That's awesome.
What about you,
That is
Mel? Are you still with
awesome.
us, honey? Are you able to give us her number? But yeah, right now I'm right up there in appreciation. You're going to fluctuate up and down all the time. But the thing is to recognize, and if you're on the downward spiral, to stop going down and do something that's going to bring you up. Now, the easiest way to do that is to do something that makes you happy. Smile. You can't smile and cry at the same time. Well, you can cry laughing, I guess. But Mel, right now, optimism as I finish my assignment. Beautiful. And that's perfect. So that's the energy to be in doing an assignment. You don't want to go into an assignment feeling insecure because it's not going to be as successful as it will be if you're sitting in optimism. So you are literally better off to not do it right now, walk away, go and do a silly dance, put some music on, wear some essential oils. Do something, cuddle your dog, do something that makes you happy, then go back to the task and start working on it again. 9 times out of 10, if you're feeling yucky about doing something, it's misaligned and you shouldn't be doing it anyway. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
However,
this
sometimes people still push through that, right? Because they feel that even if I do something that I don't like, they still feel that it's something that they need to do because it's on the list, or they need to do it because society expects it from them, right?
yeah.
So what we want to see is that we start to question that with ourselves.
Yes.
If you have something there that you really have this, you have to push for it and you really don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. We want to then take it back and really decide, is this in my alignment? Or is this part of my bigger plan? Because if it's part of your bigger plan and you don't really want to do it because it's based on fear, that's a different story. Right? But if it's
that's
something that you want to do because society expects it of you, but you don't really want to do it, that's we definitely want to eliminate that for sure.
100%. 100%. The I have a list longer than my arm always every day when I start. The things that I don't like to do, like the dishes and the cleaning and the laundry and that sort of stuff, I actually do first. I get it out of the way. Otherwise, it's still hanging over my head at the end of the day, and it makes a definite difference with everything else that I've done throughout the day. So get the mundane things over and done with first, and then you can focus on the more fun stuff. Break it up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Singing bowls.
Singing bowls. I was going to say that. They're so amazing.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
Let's play.
Yes. Oh, will that come through? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just feel that rise, and the vibration literally pushes negative energy out of your field. It's amazing. And if you haven't got your own, jump on Spotify and search for singing bowls and play that.
That's a great idea. Yes.
How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
So Joe's saying, I have now been raised in vibration as my dog Oscar passed his Kong to me to play. Cheeky, yes.
Beautiful. Thank you, Oscar. Oscar's
I've
absolute
got
divine little
one
being.
asleep behind me. Oh, they're both there.
Ella.
Yeah. Who else? Yeah, so, and you can also
And Oscar knows when I'm connecting with Bianca, he likes to be involved. Yeah, he does. He always comes and shows his cute little face. Oh, he's divine.
you can also use other tools like your sage or your Palo Santo to clear your energy, to shift things up. Dancing is amazing. Put on some music and dance. Look, whatever brings a smile, do that. Do that before you've got to do anything else, and everything else is easier.
Yeah. 100%. Now, how do we do that? If we are in that really deep, dark, downward spiral, how do we get ourselves to get to that point?
Well, we find
the singing bowl, for example.
We find a friend. Well, look, the key, the genuine key there is to not let yourself get there, down in that deep, dark hole. And yes, it does happen sometimes, but the really important thing that is you can go there, but don't stay there.
Yeah.
And when you start being really appreciative of how quickly you got yourself out of that space, rather than mad at yourself for staying there so long, you start to come up quicker. So it's compassion. That's the key word. It's compassion.
Yeah, definitely. Joe, first I feel to acknowledge I felt it and say, okay, let's change this up. Yes.
Yep.
To acknowledge it. I'll feel it and say, okay, let's change this up.
Yep.
Okay, no, absolutely.
100%.
Love that. That's fantastic. Or, what I love doing is go on my nature track or go to the beach with the dogs, and go to the nature track with the dogs. I absolutely love that. That lifts me up in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
If that. 1 second.
All I've got to do is step outside and place my hand on a tree, and I'm home. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nature is amazing.
For sure.
So that's awesome. Is there any other ideas from anyone? Because we've given you a lot, but I'm sure there are a lot more. Whatever makes you happy is critical. The other thing you can do is the frequency band 528 is love and gratitude. So you can find a whole bunch of 528 frequencies and have them playing in the background in your home. Just gently, softly. Really helps if there's quite a few people in the home as well. They don't necessarily know what you're doing, but that will help keep a beautiful, neutral but loving space in your environment as well.
Yeah.
The more often you practice being upbeat and lively without trying, the more natural it becomes, and the less likely it is that you slide down. Again, if you slide, you just grab yourself and just go, oh, damn it, I did that again. And just go, okay, as Joe said, let's just shift it up.
Yeah.
Shift it up. Yeah, huge difference.
And you can shift quicker because that happens, you practice that, and like you say, you grab yourself, but it happens quicker. So you're not down the spiral for too long already. Because then it becomes harder to catch yourself.
Yeah,
the moment you have that inclination already, like, oh, I'm feeling myself going down, that's when you grab that moment and go, okay, how can I shift this up?
Yes. Yeah. I have also noticed that at first when I started, both you and I, Bianca, have hell of stories. We haven't just arrived here with positive mindsets, trust me.
Oh, no. No.
And there was a time when I would be up the mountain, yelling, screaming, crying, absolutely beside myself, not knowing how to change anything. And look, it wasn't that long ago I was doing that again. So it does depend on what's going on. Life throws us curveballs sometimes. Again, it's
Goodness, life is so
not.
good at that.
Yeah, but it's not about the blame, the shame, the whinging, the whinging, right? We've got to be responsible. We are creators. We are our own creators, creating our own lives. So
Yes.
we have to say, no, I am not going down that path. I absolutely refuse. And we have to flip it. You can't have a coin. If you toss a coin in the air, it's not ever going to land on its edge. It's going to be heads or tails. And if you don't like tails, flip again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because things that we do, I mean, whatever we decide to do and whatever we do, it's not set in stone. We can change it. Like you
Yeah.
say, we are creative. And therefore,
Hi, Zeke.
he's at it again. We can change things up. We don't have to keep doing what we're doing if it doesn't work out. If you get a certain result that you are not expecting, change it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That's the beauty of what we can do as human beings.
Yeah, we
Go
are.
back to some comments.
Yeah,
Singing whilst playing guitar. Awesome. Fantastic.
Poorly. I'm
Poorly.
sure
It
it's
doesn't matter how
wonderful.
you play guitar. There's tunes coming out, it'll lift you up.
You'll be better than me at it, I promise. So yeah, we've got
drawing, writing and drawing the spiral into my bujo to refer to. Thanks, guys. Yeah, you're very welcome. What's a bujo?
Good question.
Yeah.
What have we got? A few
And
years
Joe
ago,
is saying,
I lived down a downward spiral as my norm. My point is the same people don't even know. Some people don't even know. Exactly right. Understand that that's where they are or how to change it. They don't. 100% agree, Joe. And this is where we can't, blame, shame, whinge, because they don't know. They're on their journey, doing the very best they can. That key word again, compassion. Send them your energy frequency band and invite their higher self to grab it and rise. That's all we can do. It's a game of love. Love wins.
absolutely. Yeah. If I feel really down and dark, it is difficult. Sometimes it is best to ask for help, as I have on times from both of you. Sometimes you need a gentle reminder that you have the tools to make positive choices, to make big shifts in your mood and energy frequency, and also someone to listen to. Yes.
Yes. 100%.
For sure, for sure.
And
Absolutely great.
shake you out of it, move you out of it. That's what a good friend doesn't let you wallow. A good friend doesn't let you make the same mistake twice. They pull you up gently again, but they help you to see that you're creating your own little mess.
And Michelle does that on occasion.
Oh,
Thank you.
what? Create my
not
own
always
little
gently.
mess.
No. Pull us up.
No, I do. A bullet journal. That's the good joke.
Yes.
Bullet journal.
Oh, bullet journal. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I have a
Autocorrection,
question.
right?
I have a question that came into the group last night that I'd love to address, and it's a big one. So,
Okay.
I don't know if I'll be able to join you tomorrow, so I'll ask now. How in the world do you forgive yourself when your actions have impacted another's life irrevocably? I'm really stuck in a place that I know helps no one, but has affected the ones I love most negatively. I'm really stuck but want to move forward. I'm all for taking responsibility, but don't know how to do this, and at the same time, let go of guilt and shame. Any thoughts would be greatly appreciated.
Forgiveness. Wow. That is a big one.
It is a big one. My heart goes straight to, I'm sure that you did the very best you could at the time. Because I don't believe many of us set out to deliberately hurt anyone. Again, this is in the past, and we can't go back and change the events. We can apologise, we can seek forgiveness, and we can absolutely learn from it. But we cannot beat ourselves up for mistakes that we've made.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's all about, you know, we are not responsible how people respond to what we do. We cannot be responsible for that.
No.
We have not in control how people are reacting to what we do. And if we believe in those moments that what we do, what we say, what we're pursuing is right for us, then that's what we do.
That's
If it
right.
feels right in that moment and it honors ourselves, it honors our own heart, then that's what we do. And we can't always think about, oh, but if I do this, how will it impact someone else? That's not always on our radar, nor is that our responsibility to control or take care of what they may feel or experience around us.
Exactly.
And yes, that can be painful because we naturally, we tend to care for other people first. That is something that we have been taught from when we were very, very little. You can't be selfish. You always need to make sure that you consider other people. And that may play a big part in a lot of, what people do, and then having that result on other people. From my personal experience, I've had to really learn to think for myself in a way that honors me and to make decisions that honors me. And Michelle, I don't know about you, but us being such empaths, we tend to always look after others, always, right? Because we love our humans. We love the souls that we interact with. We love the souls that we don't interact with. It's all, we are all connected in that way. And automatically we always come from a place of serving. And therefore it can be very hurtful when you hurt someone else in the process, or when you see that it wasn't to the benefit of that other person or people. And that is something that I'm learning to actually let go. Yes, we can consider people in a decision-making process, but what I'm saying is that when you are on your path and you're making decisions and you follow through with those and they are completely in your alignment in what you are here to do and the things that you are doing to help you feel happy, then no, you can't be responsible for other people in that moment.
No, you definitely can't.
And letting that go is forgiving yourself. And forgiving yourself is letting that part go and say, look, like Michelle said, it is in the past, right?
Yeah.
Give it a place for yourself and letting that go, because the first person you are always looking after is you. And
Yeah,
therefore, when you
100%.
talk about forgiveness, forgive yourself first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And come back to the chart that we shared earlier, guilt and shame. They're right down the bottom. So we're not helping anyone by holding on to those. It's very difficult to let those things go. The forgiveness is the key. There is a beautiful thing that you might like to look into, and it's called Ho'oponopono. And you'll find it, yeah, you'll find it, it's a Hawaiian prayer, and it's absolutely beautiful for forgiveness. It is, I love you, please forgive me. I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but you'll find it on YouTube. Let me just have a quick look.
I think it's please forgive me, thank you, and I love you, or something like that. But there's 4, isn't there?
Yeah,
There's
there
4.
is. Here we go. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And that is, if you can visualize the person that you feel, or that feels wronged by you, sitting in front of you, and then say to them, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And if you keep saying that until the sting is out of it and the emotion is not there, you've cleared the energy. And it might take a while. If it's really hit home and it's hit hard, it might take a while. But we're saying this to another in this instance, as well as ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I love what you said, Jo. Powerful. Thank you for sharing, whoever you are. That is your first step. It really is. It really is the first step.
Yeah. 100%.
Excuse me. That boy, he's so rude.
They're lifting us up. He's
Yeah,
lifting
right?
us up. We make decisions based on the best knowledge and experience we've had at the time, in the past. And even if we inadvertently hurt, it wasn't our pure intention. We're all growing. 100%. Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Remembering we are souls having a human experience, and we're here to experience emotions, and it's tough. It's a tough gig. Where we're going, heaven on earth, fifth dimension, it's all love, and we won't have to deal with all this sort of stuff. So it's it's tough. It's tough.
Very much so. Very
I
much
hope
so.
that's been helpful. I would like to also just talk about the benefits of really just repeating really positive and uplifting things to yourself. On the go, giving yourself compliments. We're so hard. We're so quick to pull ourselves down when we do something wrong. We're so quick to judge ourselves, to blame and shame ourselves.
Yes.
Wow. The second we go, wow, girl, you did good. And we start treating ourselves the same way we treat other people in our lives that we love. Our frequency just starts to skyrocket, and in turn our lives do.
That reminds me of Mel Robbins, who published a book recently called The High Five Method. So you actually high five yourself in the mirror, even when you wake up. Oh, I got out of bed, high five. right? Because that's definitely something that we forget to do, is to celebrate those little things that we are doing that are really great
That's
to
right.
lift our vibration, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're even, for me personally, like drinking water, especially in winter. In summer, I have no problem. In winter, it's a big challenge. I just forget because it's colder and you don't really drink water. But even that, drinking water, great, awesome, I've done that. So it's
Can
those
I?
little things rather than beating yourself up over the fact that you haven't done something, but focus on the things that you are doing that have
Yes.
had that positive effect on you, that was really great for you to do, you
And
know?
just the little
Yeah.
things. If you keep adding the little things up,
Mm,
they become bigger things.
yes,
Yeah. It's
absolutely.
it's pretty cool. Look, the very one of the big things that helped me shift hugely was paying attention to the very first thoughts I have in the morning.
Wow, powerful stuff.
Do
Mm.
you wake up and think, oh my God, I wonder what sort of shit's going to be thrown at me today? Or do you wake up and call your angels in and say, how can this be the best day of my life?
Yeah.
Feel the difference.
Yes.
Which, yeah, it's big. It's really big. So
Yeah.
just focus on gratitude and just ask for help. We're really good at asking for help when we're stuck and in all sorts of strife.
Mm.
But we rarely ask to make our lives better. How can it get any better? I teach my angelic Reiki people this after they've learned to channel, right? And it's like, at the end, it's like, thank you, universe. How can it get any better than this?
Mm.
And the universe hears that and it brings better, right?
Yes. Yes. And
Yes,
you focus on better.
that's it. What we focus
Absolutely.
on grows 100%.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, those first few things in the morning, and just take yourself to the very best day of your life, the very best scenario that can happen, and really just aim on that, work on that, and then just
Mm.
count the little things as they add up through the day.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Definitely.
So Joe, I also
I also
think that
think that being in the downward spiral is where the biggest lessons are, and then the light comes through. I believe there is a place for all emotion as it comes in. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, we learn the most from the shittiest situations.
Yes. Absolutely. And
We,
even then, it's like, oh my God, there's another level up. Oh my God, here we go
I
again.
know. If it doesn't hurt us, we don't grow. I mean,
Yeah.
wow. So yeah,
Mm.
again, again, it's just
Amen. Yes.
oh.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh,
Oh,
we're just about
yeah.
to hit angel time on my computer. It's 5:55, so we should possibly just do it. I know, how fast did that go? Shall we do a little wrap up? I'd love to
Yes.
acknowledge our Joe and Mel and anyone else that jumped in to comment. This has been great. How time flies
A
when you're
lot
having
of
fun.
fun. Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Thank you,
So who
Zeke,
wants more
for all
of
the
this?
vocals. Yeah. How can it get any better than this, right?
How can it get any better than this? Exactly. Yes.
You're welcome, Joe. It's been an
Yeah.
absolute pleasure. Thank you. Absolute
Yes.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Oh wow. I
Wonderful. Thank you.
would love to also acknowledge anyone that comes in and watches the live, and just please feel free to add any questions or comments in, and we'll come back and answer them over the course of the weekend. We would like to make this a bit of a regular gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So we'll play with this time next week. What do you reckon? Then we might shift it around a bit to see if it works better for others. But
yes, yeah.
We'll stay on this bat station for next week.
Exactly. That
Yeah.
sounds wonderful.
And we'll come up with something else to have a chat about. But please hold firm in the frequency that allows you to be the best version of you, that your higher self is aligned with, that your future self is excited about. Because that's the frequency that's going to deliver you your best experiences. And I'll invite others to come play with you on your frequency band.
Yes. How can we top that as a closure? That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. Invite people to come play on the frequency band. Wow. That's amazing.
Thank you, Bianca. Beautiful, gorgeous soul sister. I love you to bits.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Same goes for you.
Put that down
So much love for you.
Oh, can I do a card, an angel card? Just
yes, go for it. Love it.
To see what they have to say about this.
Yes, have a great weekend.
I'm just chopped out.
We will see you next week.
Yes.
Came out. Oh, woohoo!
So we're coming back. The angels have spoken. What a have a great weekend, everybody.
Awesome. Have a wonderful weekend.
Oh. Let's just take that. Zeke likes it.
Wow.
Namaste.
Namaste.